Welcome everyone to Our Town Podcast. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, share if you can, and review if available. We'd love to hear from you, so comment below and tell us how we're doing. Don't forget to visit ourtownpodcast.com for all the links and join the members only section of the website or sign up on Patreon. Now here are the boys of Our Town Podcast.
Get serenaded by Mike just for a second. Well, welcome everybody to another exciting edition of Our Town Podcast.
Extraordinaire.
Boys, we are on episode, 112, I think.
What?
Holy smokes, 112.
What? That's a lot.
That is a very big a number of talking.
Yeah.
That's a commitment.
Whoa.
That's a commitment. I had a safe word tonight, but I lost it because I forgot to print my show notes. So what would be a good safe word?
Remember.
Technology.
Technology. That's good. We've been futzing around with the computer and the cameras and all that good stuff, and I think we got it to work. So let us know what you think, because we're grooving. We're grooving.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, no, it's a new, fresh, extraordinarily fresh.
It is extraordinarily fresh. And folks, we got some new stuff on the website. If you go to there, we've got some new content. We moved our blog page, which used to be behind our membership only, and we moved that to the regular side of the website.
That's
so if
nice
you go
of us.
there, both Jeff and I have written some new blogs that are up and available,
Jeez, thank you,
plus all
fellas.
the old ones. And then I've got a special project that I've been working on with the old man who took a bunch of photographs over the years. He was kind of an amateur photographer, but had a really good eye for it. And a lot of the pictures that are up now, and there's more coming, are from his Navy days back in the late 50s.
Wow.
So he was stationed aboard the USS Lexington, and it was he was on the last sailing of it before they what do you call it?
Decommissioned?
Yeah. So this boat was called the Gray Ghost. It was nicknamed the Gray Ghost or the Blue Ghost, one of the two, by the Japanese because they thought they sank it like 4 times in World War II. It just kept coming back.
And what sort of ship was it?
Aircraft carrier.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
So a ton of pictures of deck life, man. Boat, airplanes, jet planes taking off and stuff. So really cool stuff. Helicopters, stuff like that. So if you get a good chance, go check it out. It's on the website.
Jeez, what a cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Highly
cool
recommend.
project.
Yeah. Ongoing. I have more to throw on there, but we'll get to it. So,
Jeez, that's neat.
you guys want to do some headlines?
Aye.
We haven't done headlines in a long time.
Yes, it's a necessary.
Yeah, Jeff, you might not know this, but a few months ago we did a feel-good story about the guy with the golden arm. And he's an Australian cat. His name is James Harrison. He has a special blood type. There's something in his blood. Is it an enzyme?
Antibody.
Antibody.
Which
in
I'm not
his
completely
blood.
sure what that means.
Yeah.
But
But what it does is he can donate his blood, and it has an anti property which fights against. It's called anti-D, and it fights against rhesus disease.
something like that, which makes a baby be rejected by the mother.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
Yeah, early in growth.
Yeah. So this guy had a medical issue when he was a teenager, and he went in
Yes.
for a blood transfusion,
Yes.
figured out that he has this, and made it
Because of the weird mixed up bloods that they gave him.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's probably what it is.
Yeah,
right?
that's the floating theory.
Yeah. So once he found out he had this antibody in his blood, he made it his life's mission to donate blood just as often as he could. So this guy, over 6 decades, he did it like over 1,100 times he donated blood.
Wow.
And they
Yeah.
think that by doing so, he has saved over 2 million babies. Not just in Australia, but around
What
the
if they
world.
all have his DNA? He's like the new Genghis Khan, like the nicest Genghis Khan of all time.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So the sad news is that he passed away. Rest in peace.
We have to use different techniques, man. No doy, right?
No
That
doy.
seems pretty obvious.
Yeah, yeah. Geez, well, speaking of using different techniques, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, that's how you say his name, right? He has paused an offensive cyber operations against Russia by the U.S. Cyber Command. It's been going on for a while because
there's no denying it, right?
What the hell, man?
Well, they have been co-opted by whatever sweet talk the Russians are given, man.
I know. But it's just blatantly like...
Yeah, where's Nostradamus in this? Right? It's like, what the fuck? Man, I didn't see this coming. Not that fast.
Yeah.
Not to just super cozy up to really just ruthless oligarchs or plutocrats or whatever the fuck you want to call them, right? The 20 super powerful people in Russia. 20.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty close to what we've got in the U.S., right? Just different industries, right? It's so dumb. So dumb. And it just hurts my being. It's like, I don't know, man. It's not good.
I'm with you, Mike. I'm with you.
Absolutely. Well, Pete Hegseth came from Fox News, and they are saying that Democrats are trying to kill cursive handwriting.
I heard about that.
Because they claim Democrats don't want people to be able to read the Constitution.
Well, which party just got rid of the Department of Education? Like today?
No, I know.
You know what I mean? It's like
just throwing crap like that
is,
around.
and it's the wedge stuff, because that's what it does. These wedge ideas, right, are what allow them to steal everything.
Yeah.
Including rights and property, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Oh yeah, it's like the shiny, culture war wedge issue, right? And it's not always culture war, but because they're making us go left to right, we're not looking up and down, right? We got to start looking up.
Yeah. And it's so much stuff. I mean, there's just so many.
Fuck. Yeah.
Throw the dart at the wall.
I had a super rant with myself today. But it also, we've allowed Congress not to have to even step in and do it. He's doing their job.
Yeah.
Right? As a dictator, right?
Yeah.
As a unitary power, as a singular power, right? It's not cool. And we're allowing Congress to not do anything, right? It's weird.
Yeah.
I'm not real sure what to do about it.
I don't either.
But if I were Europe and Canada and everybody else, I would turn off every fucking economic input to the United States. I would make sure that our fuel was fucking $10 a gallon as soon as possible and just get that guy out.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's going to do it. Americans have been convinced that only our pocketbooks matter.
Right.
Right. And hating somebody.
Yes.
But
the two things.
But more importantly, it's gas.
Yeah.
Gasoline, dude. If gasoline's expensive, we will fucking nut up.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
So if I were Mexico and Canada, I'd be like, gloop. And just ride it out. Find new markets for my shit.
Right.
Right, immediately. Because this is my rant today, and I'm just going to launch into it. Because no matter what deal Donald Trump would make with someone, he will break the deal. Every time. It's like he's the one that had the free trade agreement in 2019. Right. That was his agreement.
Right. Now he's...
Right, and so immediately, that he's showing you what he's turning America into. Look for markets immediately everywhere else, right? Immediately.
Yeah.
And I don't know, start in Europe and everybody else, start investing in your own Patriot missile system.
Yeah.
Right? Because drones are a thing, dude. The Russians are using them. They're showing us Europe. Don't bother with stupid shit. You need a Patriot battery of your own. Yeah. Right. And if somebody out in our audience knows how to make one on a 3D printer or whatever, let us all know, because that is a defensive weapon that every city needs. Everybody. We all need one. And because the U.S. has shown we can't be trusted.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Will that fit into my apartment?
I think it has to be a Toyota pickup. But
on the back of one,
by law, yeah.
Right.
But they're not an offensive missile weapon, right? It's the dome that counts, right? Because it's able to see what's coming in and then identify it, right? But
I have no idea.
But fucking, they work, man. They work. Right now, Russia's annihilating civilian targets because the Patriots got shut down.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be a Toyota pickup from 1989 to 1996. Nothing else.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh
that's it.
man!
Yeah.
But if I were Europe, and I'm telling you right now, Europe and the Jakarta Nine, everybody,
Yes.
the U.S. can't be counted on right now, right? The fascists have taken over.
Yeah.
It's a fact, right? So find new partners, and wait till we can it's our business to work this out. We have to work this out, or it won't. You know what I mean?
Who's we?
The American people.
Yeah,
Right.
but really?
Who else can do it for us? Nobody.
I agree with you.
Right?
but I
It's
mean,
like
let's-
we got to figure our shit out, man.
Yeah, there's
Before it just gets really bad. This is our last chance at it, right? Because the climate catastrophe is real, right? This is a really bad time to slip into neo-feudalism. It really is. We don't have the time. Fuckity
We don't have the
fuck.
fucking time.
fuck, Mike. Yeah.
What do we do?
Anyway,
There's so
but
much
we
to be
can,
said
and this
on
where I'm
this.
with Jeff, because Jeff is a positive person who has shown the power of positivity,
Yeah.
right? So that is what it is, right? These wedge issues only work if we're allowed to blinder ourselves into hate and distrust.
Yeah.
Right? The fact that we can cleanly, as a species, walk down the street, men and women, and not get stabbed in the back and robbed at every fucking turn, shows that that is our default setting. Right?
We're very capable of it.
We do it so often, it's weird when it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It is the norm. And so this kind of convincing us of distrust and that it's all decay and doom and fucking Cthulhu. It's like it's not so. Right? And it certainly doesn't have to be so. A better world is possible, but not without our utmost attention and participation.
Yeah. I believe that there is a tipping point that would happen if we could get more people to think positively about things and just turn off the attention, the spotlight that's on Donald Trump, right? We all get triggered. And when we get triggered and we're not in control of our emotions, we then slip into a default consciousness that just sets everything in motion the way it is. But my personal belief is that if we get enough people thinking positively about the possibilities of it going well and what those would look like, I think we can actually think ourselves into a better life. Because I think most people are paralyzed from just the sheer complexity of it all and their lack of change that they think that they can inflict. So the only thing we as people have in control of is our thoughts and our beliefs. And if we're always thinking negatively, I think that's the direction that we manifest this world, is in a negative way. And that's, I think, by design, because I think I live in a world where it's all negative. I don't see very many positive things. Where do we see positive examples of how to merge nicely, how to, like I pick up a piece of garbage once in a while, right? Just be kind to your neighbor, open a door, hold the door open for somebody, anything.
We see it in our actions of ourselves, right? And hopefully someone can notice that, right?
Right.
So
the indifference I see now going into grocery stores, restaurants, bars, coffee shops, people on their phones, these younger generation, they're so disconnected.
And jammies.
From everything. And they're jammies.
That's when everything went to hell in a handbasket. Is when people just started wearing their pajamas to the store and shit.
That was the tipping point.
For me, yes. I went.
The things that make you go when you walk into a place and there's somebody that's like spends either in a conversation with somebody else, right, like another employee, or they're on their phone and then they don't even go just a second or anything. They don't give you a time.
Or they're with their loved ones, but they're on the phone and not with their loved one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. I saw that yesterday. I was like, man, that's your old lady, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, why are you on your phone?
Right.
Yeah.
But is there a reverse to that where all the bad news and everything is driving people to go to their phone to get away from it?
I think the way the phones are is that doom scrolling is addictive in a way because they're still looking for it. Is that a dopamine reaction? What is it?
Might be.
You know what I mean? But some type of biological. Oh, of course it is. I mean, we know that. Yeah. We know that. Of course they've done that. They've designed it that way, right? Because that way we see ads, right, and get controlled, right? Yeah. But
do you guys?
But we don't have to. We don't have to. We can choose otherwise. And I think just we can't move. We can't do anything in this The positive thinking is what is the birthing to positive action. Right? It's like,
if I can give an example of my life changing, I was told that I was going to die, last August or August of 23. I didn't. But that was the outcome.
oh, almost this afternoon, though.
Yeah. I did pass out a little bit this afternoon.
But
It's ridiculous to think that you can just sit there and tell somebody on the television or on your phone that it's going to go one direction or another, and they believe it. Even if they don't, they're hearing it so often their subconscious gets involved, and they end up creating that within their world, that little voice in their heads that what if, that fear, or that danger that they perceive from the conversation of everything from your phone to your television to movies.
Sure.
It's just
it is particularly crazy right now. It is crazy. It is. It's bonkers. It's upside down. It really is. And I mean, I'm not new to this world, right? And I have a decent grasp on U.S. history, at least through my lifetime and 100 years before that, and spatterings thereof elsewhere. But so I know we've done some awful shit, especially during the Cold War. Fucking god awful shit, let alone like fucking, just the disparity that has permeated American history, right? Of a bunch of different types. That being said, we've also seen it, not just recently, but, forever, the amendability of it, right? Where progress has been made.
Yes.
Is it enough?
Yeah.
Right? But has it happened? Yes. Show me any dictatorship, any kingdom where that kind of thing has happened. Anywhere.
Yeah.
Throughout history. Please, pretty please. Show me that.
Well, and I would say, too, is if that little bit of progress that you're talking about hadn't happened, would there have been a massive revolt at some point where
I don't
would
know.
have torn the whole thing down?
I don't know. That's a tough call, right? Maybe. Not always.
Not always.
Right? Maybe.
Some people resign themselves to the fate they think they have or deserve, right?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, just I think the administration right now, because I don't know if Trump is smart enough for this, but is just throwing everything they can to cause that turmoil.
Yeah.
So we're always in the news, right? And we're always, like you said, left to right, right? You're just always, and you're not drilling down on any one awful thing in particular because there's just so many. It's like if I open up Yahoo News and I just go through it, I'm going to find 5 or 6 things.
Yeah, at least a headline and emotionally riveting.
Yes.
Right, or at least emotionally something, sparking, right?
But then I'm not talking about the thing from 2 days ago or last week.
It is. It's a fucking lot. And the earth is a busy fucking place, right? But this stuff, a lot of this is terribly immediate. And like you say, it's because somebody is writing all of these executive. He hasn't written any of these.
Right.
Right? They're handed to him by, I don't know, who wrote that?
Writers.
Who wrote that? Who wrote that?
Steve.
Right?
Steve.
You know what I mean?
Well,
it's like,
Heritage
and they just hand it to him and he goes, yippee? Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Whatever it is.
dingbats.
Yes.
Dingbats.
All right.
They're not reasonable or rational people.
Right.
Right? And they are evidently okay with cruelty. And inflicting cruelty, not just upon the invaders from the South, doing air quotes there, but upon their own citizenry.
Yeah.
Cruelty, making us, forcing us into want and desperation.
Yeah.
The cruelty, the unnecessary cruelty of it. Shame.
Shame on them. Yeah.
It's madness.
What is your thoughts on the connection between Donald Trump's father and the guy that invented, if you tell a lie often enough, it becomes the truth?
Roy Cohn?
Cohn, yeah.
I don't know.
Because if you were taught by that group of humans,
and
you lived in that paradigm all your life of being a lawyer and then being able to convince people of a certain
and been
way.
rewarded time and time again. Failed upwards, been untouchable, right? It's like, why would you change your behavior, right?
Right.
So that's why, again,
lie.
it's the game, not the player, because somebody would fill that slot, right?
Right.
Certainly, right? To some degree or another. And the whole heritage thing, neo-Nazi thing, neo-feudalism thing, that's kind of been brewing in different pockets of the planet for some time, right? That's not a new thing. And they always just kind of bide their time because we see that all the time, right?
They were given an opportunity to.
But I'm telling you,
shit.
it's a bad scene, man. And Nazis are true believers, people.
So
they're like the fucking Taliban. You cannot trust them. They're
if
fucking
we want to
ding
go
dongs.
towards the positive, like what is a positive thing to send people listening to this podcast and moving forward with our lives every day? What are some positive things we can contribute to start changing the conversation from the negative, which is, oh, this guy triggered me, so I got to tell you the obvious, which is this is fucked up and dumb, right? We all know it's fucked up and dumb and illogical, and we are making sense of it. It's
well,
causing
can we
confusion.
balance our media time, whether that's television or phone or whatever, with interaction time with people, dare I say it, that we don't really know, right? And see where that leads us. Right? Because we are all floating around on a big fucking iron ball, A. And B, we are American citizens, right? We deserve to just spend time with each other. And I mean deserve to spend time with each other, rub elbows a little bit. That's not always pleasant.
I don't
right?
think
but,
it's
but,
wanted.
but
I don't think they want us to. They don't.
Oh,
want
of course
us
not.
to.
No. That's the distrust. And that's always been, right? It's always been that way, right? It's like,
getting
come on.
people to gather is a bad
because that
idea
way
for
we're
government.
looking down here and not at the puppet masters, right? It's like, but we fall for it every time. It's so annoying.
I would also say figure out a way to get involved, right?
Yes.
Don't just hang on to that anger. Do something.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's power in numbers. So if
Yes.
you're working with a group of people doing some good
Yes.
works,
Well,
that's camaraderie. That is that elbow rubbing.
And if you can't find a group, start a group.
Make one.
Right?
Make one.
Make Jeff's initiative for litter.
Yeah.
In the greater Renton city
in every
area, in every
around
community.
the world, if you just pick up one piece,
Just
of
one
trash.
piece. Everybody picks up one piece.
And I did, 100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they're doing. I mean, that's what, if you look back at history of back around the turn of the century, I'm sure it goes back further. The Knights of whatever they're called,
Columbus or Templars.
Knights Templars, the groups that are the Illuminati, all those groups that if you go to the same schools, right, and you're part of these different cultures, it's all these like-minded people, right, that have all like-minded interess. I think Arlen said it best, right?
It's a club and you're not in it.
And we're not in it.
Right.
Which is a beautiful thing.
And they don't want you in it.
No, they don't want you in it.
And that's fine. But
I don't want to be in it.
No, and therein just lies the out of balance. The size of their seat at the decision table is much larger than they deserve, right? It's like, and that's the thing that they don't want to give up, right? It's like those who are able to call the shots don't want to just voluntarily give up calling the shots.
They worked really, really hard at getting themselves in the right places. Bankers,
to where they,
lawyers, money system, all the system. Everything.
It is. It just doesn't have to be this way. And we don't have to throw the baby with the bathwater. We really don't. Every remedy to every social ill in the United States is available within Constitution. I do believe that.
It's
I really
a great
do.
piece of work.
It doesn't. We're just not applying.
We're not.
We're just not doing it, right? And we never completely fucking have.
No.
Right? But we sure have made great strides, right? And it's really difficult for humans to,
And you got a Supreme Court right now that's willing to
throw away the rule of law.
Yes.
Yes.
Subvert, move around, figure out a different
that cowardly piece of shit?
Yes.
It's like, man, John Roberts hadn't said a fucking thing about this, man.
I was surprised that they
piece of shit coward.
Roberts and Cohen, Amy Barrett Cohen, that's the other one, sided with the liberal justices on a lower court ruling on something just recently that I was shocked at those two, especially Cohen.
Yeah, no, I think Cohen's already fucking, because I don't think she signed up for Nazis.
No.
I don't. She's a very religious person, and I mean, so much so that I think she doesn't really belong on the Supreme Court.
Right.
But no, I don't think she knew that she was signing up for Nazis. Like, they're doing Zeke Hiles, right?
Right.
At CPAC.
Yeah.
They really are. That's Nazi. What else do you need to call it? Right? It's like,
I can't even fucking understand it. In front of your face when you're getting gaslit so hard
Yeah.
about Elon Musk
Oh, just
doing
stop it.
this.
Stop it.
Are you fucking kidding
stop
me?
it. And Steve Bannon. And who was the third? You know what I mean? And 3 times it won. Yeah. On stage.
Yes.
Yeah. So who knows what's going on
getting
elsewhere?
applause.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not good,
That
man.
leads
Yeah.
to me to believe
Is that
they
owning
got
the lids?
control
Yeah.
and they know.
And they
don't
just
give a
fucking,
fuck
I think
anymore.
I think the Russian techniques for that political exercises, you know, how to control people's minds and set up false fucking, just like Harlan also said, the two choices aren't really the two choices, et cetera, but how they're presented, et cetera. Yes, that's exactly how Putin has maintained his control. Right? And in his country, and he's exported that in numerous other elections.
Yeah.
Hello?
Right? So it's like, I don't think they had to borrow his technique, but it's one that works.
It worked
right?
for him. It
It's
worked great for him.
yes.
Indeed.
I know.
How long
'Cause
has
it's
he
a
been in power? He's 90,
I think 30 something years. Yeah.
Late 90s?
Yeah, he's not going anywhere, bro. And probably the most wealthy, as long as one of the most powerful human beings on the planet, right? Yeah. It's not like the whatever you want to call it, plutocracy or neofeudalism or whatever the fuck, the one where there's like 20 dudes with all the money and power, right? And the rest of everybody does not make life better for the rest of everybody. That's not the rising tide lifting the boats. Never, ever, never, ever, never, ever, 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 ever.
Ever?
So I'm hearing never.
Man, but we still buy into it. Thanks, Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pharaoh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Mia Farrow?
it's like fuck. It's so dumb.
Hey, what's your take on
anyway? So
what's your take on Elon Musk? I was like an Elon Musk follower for a little while, and I am just an anti-Elon Musk. 100%.
yeah, no, he's beyond. It's too much. And how can he talk about DEI? How has he not lost his job as CEO when his company has lost 45% of value in Europe and 30-something% in the United States?
Yeah.
He didn't get fired.
No.
He didn't get fired for that.
Well,
wow.
Yeah.
I don't know
Same
if
thing
that's
with X,
a
right?
tangible
Yeah,
thing.
who did? Yeah. Because I don't know. It's weird, but also that's the game. That's a problem because he's got $150 billion in assets or whatever it is. He could lose 90%, still have $15 billion.
Right.
But he doesn't care.
He's
He
shooting
doesn't
for the
care.
$1 trillion mark. I think
Sure.
they're all shooting for the $1 trillion.
yeah, oh my
Who's
God.
the first to $1 trillion
Yeah.
God.
valuation? Not valuation, but wealth, right?
Yeah.
It's just silly.
And all of it's
silly.
on stupid paper, too. It's not real money. It's
So there has to be, we have
yeah.
to, again, start to find a way to get everybody to pay into the civilization. But that's a question and a system to work on after we regain democracy, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy. It's not. So it's got to be 2 years. We can't wait 4.
We got to do it.
It's got to happen. We have to at least get the house. We got to, I really do, man, I'm not rich, right? And by any means, I'm paycheck to paycheck and have been my entire fucking life. But I swear to you, if gas doesn't go to $5, $6, $10 a gallon in the next year, we're fucked. And the fascists will never leave. The only thing that's going to motivate us to boot these pricks is if our pocketbooks get emptied immediately. We can't wait a generation for them to have stolen everything from these United States.
Well, and it's like you said, it's got to be gas prices.
That's what, yes.
Because eggs can be,
but
$12 a dozen.
If diesel goes up to 10, everything, everywhere.
Everything's going to cost.
Everything, because everything is moved by diesel. Everything.
How do you move the price of oil or the price of
Well,
gas?
if I were Mexico and Canada, Alberta has so much
they've
oil.
already talked about shutting off.
Shut down the pipelines
shut
and
down the
shit, bro.
pipeline, yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
Okay, try to truck all that shit to and from on ferries and tugs and shit, bro. All up and down the coast from Alaska. All of that. No pipeline, bro.
Yeah.
Right? He can tear up agreements. Guess who else can?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? That's the way you want to do that shit?
Don't you
It's like-
think, though, based on the Carlin idea, if it's a big club, it's a worldwide club, if they've been working towards a new world order and a new world government?
but I don't think everybody really. There has to be a certain amount of trust involved, and I really think that other oligarchs, powerful people, etc., know that they can't trust Trump in particular because he's an untrustworthy human being, and Vance is just a sock puppet, right? He'll go wherever he's told. But and Elon Musk, I think people are kind of seeing through that he's not actually a genius. Maybe that he's really good at aggressive carnivore capitalism, right? That kind of thing. But that's not a genius. That's because he didn't invent that.
He didn't invent anything.
I guess he didn't invent anything, but even that way of doing business, right? There's some venture capitalist behind him, or private equity firm ready to chew his head. You know what I mean? Just some vicious fucking capitalist. But he's been able to get where he needed to be, right? And he has great people working there, obviously, right? They're pulling off great feats of engineering, but it's not like
it's not him.
But they didn't need him to do that. He hasn't contributed to that. If anything, he's probably slowed down a lot of their shit. Right? Because of his weird that he throws temper tantrums if he doesn't get shit done his way. Right?
I equate him to Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, did he actually? Bill Burr says something like, that Steve Jobs guy. Did he really invent the iPhone, or did he have a bunch of developers do it?
Yes.
He just said, "Guys, I want this, and this in a phone. Go make it."
Yeah.
And that's what he did. And so if Elon Musk is a motivating guy and he's at least a good speaker and that sort of thing, he fills that role.
That type of visionary or whatever.
But when he says something to the effect recently on I think it was Joe Rogan, he said, the greatest threat to intelligence is empathy. Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah.
That's psychotic.
That's psychotic.
Textbook. Psychotic.
Right?
That's the definition
of it. Yes. Yeah. And anti-human. Humans without empathy wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
The first because babies are annoying. What? And they take fucking 18 fucking years to be able to do a fucking thing. It's right. Without empathy, humans don't exist.
Right. That's
and we're not a crocodile.
Right.
A crocodile, the minute that baby's born, they're competition. Right? No. Humans can't do that. Because a baby croc is a formidable thing to anything smaller than that baby croc. Right?
Like
humans are, they just fucking shit all day.
So take that statement and run with it.
That's
like
madness.
Somebody like that saying that, and he's the richest man in the world, or supposedly.
Well, he's a massive policymaker. No matter whatever else he is, now he's shown himself to be somebody who is driving the direction of our civilization.
Yeah.
Has he earned that? Has he earned that? Has he earned the trust of all of us to drive our civilization to that extent?
No.
How about his charity wings? How about his anti-cancer charities? How about his saving the children who were abducted by Russia from Ukraine? Yeah. How about saving them? Oh, no. None of that. No. Yeah. Concentrations of power and wealth. Again. Just like Smaug the fucking dragon.
Yeah.
Right? But Smaug was really smart. He knew where to go to steal the gold. And he's really thinking.
He didn't empathize with anybody.
Yeah, he didn't give taxes back. You know what I mean? He's really smart. What the fuck is wrong with people, man?
I didn't think you knew how to do voices.
That was a little Gargamel.
That's all a little Gargamel.
That was crazy.
Gargamel. Speaking of, what else is behind our paywall, Charles?
Behind the paywall? Not behind the paywall. Go check out the holiday special that we did this past holiday season. It was the very Smurfy Smurfsmas.
Yes.
It's on YouTube. It's on the website. Go check it out. Mike
guest stars left and right.
Very good. Very good Gargamel. Went over
and so is Hot Rodders behind the paywall?
It is not.
So people could be listening to Hot Rodders of the Apocalypse
right now.
Well, right after they listen to this.
Right after this.
Geez, that's
episode
nice.
2 just came out. Yesterday for us, last week for you guys. And if you're watching this on the Tuesday, it'll be tomorrow. Oh no, it'll be a week from tomorrow, a week after tomorrow.
Jesus, great.
For episode 3.
Fantastic.
And I did go back and listen to episode 3 because there's a couple little editing snafus in the first couple episodes that, I'm hard on myself. So but I still have fun with it. I thought
right on. That's all we can ask. Yep.
Yeah, I love it, man. That's great. I love your set. I mean, you do a great job with the whole sound, what do you call it?
The sound effects, the
Sound
Foley
effects.
stuff.
Yeah. It's an
great.
immersive thing. I like
good,
it.
good,
Oh,
good,
yeah,
good,
yeah.
good.
Because I
And
listen
the
to
more you do,
most of
the
that
better
on
you're going to
headphones.
get, man. It's just
Right on.
let's do
Yes.
more of that stuff.
Yes. Yes, and yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, let's. I'm not even going to bring up a couple other stories, but I do want to bring this one up, Mike, because I want to get your fascinating scientific brain on this. Because I didn't even think about. Let me just throw this at you. Using an engineered metamaterial, scientists in New York City were able to successfully observe time reflections for the first time. Time reflections occur when the entire medium in which an electromagnetic wave travels suddenly changes course. So they were actually able to observe this, and I guess why it hasn't been able to be done in the past is because they needed such power, too much power to do it. But they actually did this with data stuff, which I install on my day job. They were able to use a data switch to cause the wave to reverse, and they could see the bounce back.
So not a gravitational wave, not like a magnetic wave, but a time.
Yes. I don't know if you know much about this, but if a time wave could be observed by our eyes, we would observe it differently than in real time. So we would see blues as green, or we would see yellows as red. Stuff would look distorted.
Because it's altering other wave functions around it.
That's my understanding.
What the fuck? I'm looking that up right now. Time wave.
Time is an interesting concept in and of
really
itself.
What the fuck?
Because they say that time doesn't exist. Some people say that time doesn't exist.
Well, in certain circumstances, it certainly doesn't exist. Right. It's only something through a relative point, right? Or a relative set of points.
We manufacture, we've created time for the purposes of
somebody trying to get in.
Somebody's trying to get in. We manufacture time so that we can have the trains go and the planes fly in the right order.
Right.
You can get to work on
get
time.
up to work
But supposedly the only moment that exists is right now, and it's all happening at the exact same moment.
Right.
So the previous moment that just happened just a second ago
doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist, but it's part of the whole.
Right.
And is that part of the holographic universe theory?
No. Time reflections occur when electromagnetic radiation like light or sound waves hits a surface and reverses direction. So what was causing this time?
They were able to
because they excited it? Or
okay, explain what you just said, and do you understand it?
Electromagnetic radiation. Well, I understand the radiation part of it. So, all right. Hits a surface, we get that, but then reverses direction. Yeah, so like in a pool of water, let's say, right? You and your cousin are splashing each other, and it misses and it bounces back, right? But then,
so if the ripple heads to the side of the pool, hits the pool and starts to fall back into itself.
That's easy to imagine, but a time wave is like a reversal of time, isn't it?
I would think so.
It's a reversal.
I don't know.
The experiences. So everything. So if you had green and it came back on itself, would it change the color? Is that what you were trying to say?
Yeah, because your perception of it would change. So colors would I don't want to say opposite, but they would, like, yellow would become green or red.
To whatever degree they were changed by that.
Yeah, because it's doubled.
Because some could oscillate. Sometimes they would oscillate, and sometimes they'd be in harmony, and sometimes they wouldn't be in harmony. I suppose eventually that would happen, right? Once you found.
Because that whole double slit experiment where it's like the waves turn into particles in the quantum field, right?
Yeah.
When there's two slits. When particles go through
they go through as a wave, and then if there's an observer, they become particles.
They become particles and go back to just going through one at a time, as opposed to one on the left, one on the right. It goes through. It creates that interference pattern on the back.
Yeah.
Of behind the wall. So, but to bounce, I
Yeah, I don't know.
understand
Yeah, I don't
time
know
a
if I
little
get
bit
that.
more.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'd have to.
We'll have to.
And I don't know if that's a wave of time. I don't think they're describing time as a wave there. I think they're just saying that it happens in a way that isn't I don't know. I really don't get that.
I need to look into that because
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. When did that happen? Was that just
Recently, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why our utility prices are so high. All this highfalutin. Because we
Super
smashed
colliders
it
and
together
shit,
like,
yeah.
not just CERN, but all of them, the Hadron, not Hadron, whatever. But it's fascinating, right? To try to delve deeper and deeper and deeper into the more and more and more and more base and fundamental structures.
Theory of
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The theories of everything.
Yeah.
This is where we open up the dimensional portal and the mist comes out, and we're all fucked.
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. We've seen these movies, people. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that's a drag though. The Mist is a bummer.
Oh, man. Well, you know what else is a bummer, Mike? Diane Warren, singer-songwriter extraordinaire, has lost for the 16th time in her search for an Oscar. 16 times she has lost. Been nominated and lost.
Who did she
came
not
in
fuck?
second. Yeah.
She is being called the Susan Lucci
sure.
of the Academy Awards. On this past Sunday, the Academy Awards, which I had a taco bar, and the kids came up, and it was really nice. I usually don't watch the Oscars,
Yeah.
but
That's great. It's Conan O'Brien, right?
It was Conan O'Brien. It was pretty good. I enjoyed
He's
it. But she had her song, which was performed by her, which I really like. She's terrific. Song for Tyler Perry's World War II Netflix movie, The 6888, which I have seen, and it's not great. It's not a great movie. I love the story, but it's not a great movie. It wasn't well acted.
He does employ like half of Georgia.
He does too.
Yeah, I mean, he's like,
no
that guy's
harm,
got
no
it
foul.
going on.
He employs what?
Half of Georgia.
Half of Georgia.
Oh,
Yeah, because he's got his
studio.
it's huge. It's huge.
The Oscar went to a song called El Mal, The Bad, from the movie Amelia Perez, which I haven't seen that movie, but it's got Zoe Saldana in it. But, anyway, 16 times she's been nominated, but she did like Love Lift Me Up Where I Belong and stuff like that, didn't she?
I belong. I don't know if she did or not. That's great.
She's like a perennial movie.
Yeah. Oh man.
Her and Peebo Bryson, remember that from the 80s and stuff. Anyway,
that's cool.
She's just obviously not that good.
Oh man, 16 times nominated, but
yeah.
at some point you should just give her something, right?
Yeah, maybe
just let her
yeah.
win one.
Yeah. Avoid
You
depression.
like me.
prize.
I don't think that's the
really
way
like
that works.
No, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, you've been trying so
Yeah.
hard. Maybe they'll give her one posthumously. Or
Yeah,
Like the
exactly.
the governor's award or something.
Yeah.
Jeez. And sad news, boys. Rest in peace, Carl Dean, 82. He was the husband of Dolly Parton for 60-some years. They met outside like an ice cream shop or something, and she really liked him, and they got married within 2 years, and they were together for 60 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know of anybody that doesn't like Dolly Parton?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think that
Seems
exists.
The funny thing about her and him is that he did not like the spotlight. So he didn't come out. He didn't do red
I've never heard of
carpets.
him.
He didn't go to the award shows, anything like that. He just stayed out of the spotlight. So people are like, do you really have a husband? Are you just saying that so we can't? And she's like, no. And she finally had to bring him out to some event and said, this is him. I told you, kind of a thing. But and he was also partially the inspiration for the song Jolene, one of her biggest hits. I guess there was a gal at a bank, a redhead looker, teller, that was always flirting with her man. So she came up with this song, Don't Take My Man. She took the name Jolene from a kid that she had met, and she really liked the name Jolene. So
That
that's
was
what
the
the
name
name
to
is.
tell her.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and just she's like, "Don't take my man, bitch."
Yeah.
Bank telling ass. I mean, but what does
Yeah.
this woman look like to have to?
Yeah, yeah. The Dolly's worried about
Fucking
it.
Dolly's
Yeah.
worried about it. I don't think so.
And plus, there's some artistic license in songwriting. You know,
Yeah.
It's,
I'm sure there is.
it's still the job.
Boys, this week's discussion portion, unless there's any other headlines that you came across that you want to talk about, I thought I came across this article about interesting theories, and these are mostly like Reddit things where people start a thread. Oh my gosh, boys! How about this theory that the return to office push is about keeping banks afloat?
No, 100%. No, that is true.
Yeah, I think so too. The return to office push after COVID, everybody was working from home, is to keep the banks afloat because they get 30% of their revenue from commercial real estate mortgage loans.
Yeah.
So all those big ass banks
That's
that are too
huge.
big to fail.
Yeah, that's
too
a
huge to
big
fail.
ticket. That's a big ticket item.
Huge ticket.
Yeah, and it's also a flex for the employer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it's the feds or a company or whatever, it's like because no, I don't think, and please somebody call in and correct me. The data's not there where it says the productivity has dropped or whatever.
I think it's just the opposite.
Yeah. So, but that's not the goal, right? The goal is something else to flex. Just like said about Bezos wanting people to be frightened,
Right. Going
Yeah, the instability, not the stability.
Yeah.
Right?
So I think we all agree with that one.
I think I think that's fairly accepted.
This is fascinating because I don't believe in horoscopes, except that my sign, Libra, sort of fits my personality. And my Chinese animal symbol fits my personality. So the theory is that you find your horoscope oddly fitting. It has more to do with the calendar year rather than how the planets align. The way a person is socialized is affected by how close your birthday is to major holidays. Also, what age you started school. So, myself, I started school at 4, kindergarten, rather than 5 because I was born in early October. And my mom was like, "Get this little shit out of the house. I'm getting him into kindergarten early."
Yeah.
Or did they wait a year? So did you go into kindergarten at 4? Did you go into kindergarten at 5? Did you go into kindergarten at 6?
I was an August baby, so I went in early too.
Okay, so you're right with me.
Yeah.
And also your dawn of consciousness, right? Did it happen in the wintertime? Did it happen in the summer?
All right.
Right?
So what do you mean the dawn of consciousness? Does consciousness happen at inception?
So as a
Conception?
Inception.
Yeah.
Freud.
Yeah.
The theory is that those first years give you significant milestones, and if they come at different times of the year, it affects how you see the world, and thereby how you view yourself. Right? So even how you're raised can affect how you see yourself. All that stuff. So
That's true, yeah.
all of those calendars, all that the holidays that you're born around really affect how you see the world. So because an Aries fits into this particular time of the year, or a Libra myself, which I think is like late September through late October, something like that. I see myself as that because I've been affected that way. So kind of an interesting theory.
Yeah.
Rather than, did the planets align for me? Is Mars and rising with Venus rising?
Made the sperm boil.
Hot sperm.
Check it and see.
Does anybody do astrology?
I do numerology. I've done numerology a little bit, and there's something about nines that are an important thing when you take your, when you take you add up all the numbers from 8/29/1968, my birthday, add up all those numbers, and you get a number, then there's this thing that you come up with, and you can have your numbers read. And I could read your numbers right now, if you wanted to.
Yeah, what's your social security number?
But yeah,
Mother's maiden name, credit card.
I'm not a numerologist, but AI allows you to do that.
Do you know the pattern to look for, or
I don't know the patterns to
Okay.
look for, but when I did it, it made sense. Like you're saying that it makes sense that the animal that represents your
Right.
sign is you can relate
It's
to.
fitting. Yeah.
It's fitting, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I agree with it. I think there's something to that those mechanisms
hey, that's neat.
in how they fit in people's lives.
Well, and
know
obviously
why
they've been
they're-
around for thousands of years too, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, they've got to have some truth or some, they have to bear some semblance to reality. Otherwise, people will be like, oh, this is,
Well, either they,
Bullshit.
I was thinking about this for the Bible at large, right? And just religious practices, the same sort of idea to where does it shape us so that we find the pattern in it? Or do we find the pattern in it and that's why we let it shape us?
Huh.
You know what I mean? It's like, and I don't know the answer to that.
yeah, yeah. Interesting. Yeah. But that's, can be said for a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
But that's
so
great. Yeah.
I'll just give you just a quick thing. My numbers, I just popped it in. My astrological sign is Virgo, and is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, intellect, and analysis. Virgos are known for their sharp minds. Thanks. Practicality, attention to detail, and a strong work ethic. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
Nice.
this is all rigged. So my numbers are 8291968 equals 43. 4 plus 3 equals 7. So my life path is a number 7. Right. So you add up all the numbers, it comes to a number. You add up those two numbers, that becomes the final number. So I'm a 7. Means I'm a deep thinker. I'm analytical, intuitive, and spiritual. I prefer depth over surface level interactions. I'm often drawn to mysticism, philosophy, or deep intellectual pursuits. I'm a natural problem solver, and I'm relating to all of this stuff. Really, I am as I'm talking about it. Challenges include learning to balance logic with emotions and avoiding isolation. Sure, and then it goes on to say things about my zodiac sign and year of the monkey.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I relate to the monkey at all, but
What is the monkey traits?
Big dick.
Chinese zodiac year of the monkey, elements earth. Since 1968 was an earth monkey year. Traits are clever, energetic, witty, and strategic.
Yeah, I don't know.
Earth monkeys are more grounded than other monkeys, making them practical, resourceful, and disciplined with a strong ability to navigate challenges. I'm 80% of that.
All right.
You know, I have tried problems with certain things, but
Yeah.
that might be because of my
Nice.
other problems.
I just remember off of the Chinese placemat at a restaurant. I'm the
Yes.
boar or the pig, and it was just kind and chivalrous, but always prone to marital strife. And I'm like,
yeah, I feel
how
attacked.
does this know me so?
So kind and chivalrous.
Yeah.
With what?
Always prone to marital strife was the last thing it said. So
And
it's
all
like
this off
one
of-
little
Big.
twist
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
end.
yeah.
But
So all this off of a placemat. in a
Placemat.
Chinese
Yeah,
the
paper
Chinese
placemat in
restaurant.
Chinese restaurant.
yes.
Yeah, I think
and I
know
think
that.
it was the Tea Garden restaurant on 15th in Seattle.
Nice.
Probably in the late
yeah.
80s. I
Nice.
think I saw
Oh,
that.
so good.
Yeah.
Soy sauce on the table.
Yes. Yeah. The barbecue pork with the ketchup
Yeah.
and the hot mustard.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Americans need that fucking ketchup on there.
Yeah.
I
And the
love going
pork's
to
the
Chinese
driest shit
restaurants.
on earth.
Yeah.
Besides Shapiro's old lady. Yeah.
Oh man, poor Shapiro's old lady.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my God, boys, how about this? Is kind of a fun one, and I've heard this many times before. The mattress stores, which are notoriously never busy. You drive by and there's nobody in there. They serve as drug cartel or money laundering companies. There's an area that has, this one person said there's an area that has 3 of them within about 5 miles of one another. Who's buying all these freaking mattresses that you need a friggin' mattress store to go in and
Is it a pump and dump scheme?
Yeah.
Because you got to buy all
I
that.
never really thought about that. Yeah.
Inventory or not.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I always thought wig shops were.
Oh man, that could be too.
But then the older I get, the more ladies I see wear wigs. So it's like
wig shops?
wig,
Oh, wig shops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, really.
Because some of them, I mean, it's got to be high rent, dude. I've seen some.
How many mattresses are people buying a day?
And they're huge. They're huge by nature, and or storage space, right? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Shipping's not easy. None of it.
If I'm selling like 3 mattresses a day, 3, sets. Let's just say I'm buying, selling high quality ones at like $1,000, right? I'm making $3,000 a day.
Yeah,
that's not enough to keep the lights on.
No, and there's no way. I mean, how much of that is actually kept? How much do those cost? Is that half? Is your markup 50%? Is the markup 300%? I don't know.
No, it can't be
300%. Right? No, it can't be. There's no way because they're a high intensive product.
Right.
That's a trip.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're right. So, which means Sonny Kobe Cook is a murderous cartel boss. Fucking knew it.
I think she might be.
Yeah.
The Mattress Depot.
Allegedly.
That guy, he's dealing.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Coke out the.
Oh, he's definitely.
This is all alleged. All alleged.
Alleged. Yeah. He's got the same gun that the guy from No Country had. The depot guy with the spunky hat. Yeah.
That movie.
He track you down and give you flip a coin though for he kills you.
Oof. Yeah, that guy did a great job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have a question though, like with regard to that movie. What was that guy thinking that was pulled over by Bardem on the side of the road, and Bardem has the cattle killer thing, and he says, "Hold still," and he just puts it up to his head, and he sticks that cattle killer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah,
He had a bottle.
Yes, I'm not. No.
Yeah, somebody touched me.
Yeah, but I think like a cobra or whatever, he almost hypnitized people. Because when he's got the old people at the place he pulled, the gas station or whatever, the guy just kind of.
He's in
because he's so calm and he just kind of hypnotizing like a snake.
Yeah,
right. We just kind of go.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Ugh. Is that a Coen Brothers movie? It is. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The pit bull. Remember, he's trying to get across the river because the bad guys let a couple of fucking dogs run after him, and he's trying to get across the river. Brolin is.
Yes.
Oh man, it's one of them.
I don't remember that part.
Oh, it's a gnarly dog chase scene because he's gonna be fucked. He doesn't have his weapon's not working.
Is this before he's going over the border?
I don't know.
Before he dumps the money or whatever?
Man.
I can't remember. I just don't remember the dogs part.
Yeah, no, it's scary. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
Yeah, no.
it's going to hurt the whole time, bro.
No, thank you.
This next one, boys, you got to take yourselves back to I don't know. I think it was 1984 or something. So
I loved 84.
Get some Depeche Mode in your head or something. That New Coke was a way for Coca-Cola to switch from real sugar to corn syrup.
I've heard that.
Without people noticing.
Is that when that happened?
I think so. So you switch it to a new formula that everybody hates, but you get to make money off it because everybody's going to go buy it to try it.
Sure.
Right? And then keep it for a while till people demand that they go back to the old formula.
Yeah.
And then you make money off the sales of bringing back the original classic Coke.
And
but at this point, you can throw corn syrup in there.
Oh, man. I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, because now you have the 2 different kinds. You have the Coke that's made in Mexico.
Yes.
In the glass bottle.
Yeah.
And then you have the Coke that's here that's made out of high fructose corn syrup.
Which I've heard people say does not taste different, but I taste the difference on the Mexican Cokes.
I think so. And there's something about a bottle, right?
The glass helps.
The
plastic,
how it pours out, right? It's different.
The feel of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It brings you back to that emotional state of like puppies and little kids.
Mean Joe Green in the locker room.
Squirt gun fights in the back.
Oh, yeah. So good.
drinking water right out of
Rather
the
than
hose.
Yeah.
water.
Yeah, bottles of pop,
So
man.
delicious.
Oh yeah.
I
Bartles and James.
posted something on our Facebook today about I don't know if anybody saw it, but if soda companies were honest in their advertising, the commercials they would do, and it's candy in a bottle. It's liquid candy. Basically, what
all it is.
It's really all it is.
Liquefied candy.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
It can be
It's
delicious.
delicious.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
Yeah.
perfect that could have happened.
Yeah,
Or reason for
I
that.
think that's actually proven.
Yeah, geez, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Boys, the theory that nothing's actually happening at Area 51 down in Nevada. The government just keeps it so people will focus on it and ignore all the other shady shit that's happening in other places.
I
The
mean,
alien
yeah.
conspiracy theories have only fueled movies and TV shows, and that's it. There's no real crazy.
Yeah, nothing going on.
Yeah,
No even secret lab shit
no
or
secret
nothing.
labs
Yeah.
and stuff. You remember
Yeah.
the alien autopsy videos?
Oh,
What was
yes,
that? Was that
so
late
good.
90s or something?
Something. It was VHS
Yeah.
period. So good.
Yeah, but just all the people pointing out, it's like, oh, look at that coiled cord for that. They wouldn't have had that in 1950, whatever,
Sure.
kind of a thing. But yeah, fascinating.
Yeah, beats
stuff.
me. Beats me. I'd like to think aliens are either steering clear
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
My buddy Charlie Lackey did a video where it was him in just kind of a mockery of that. And it was funny as hell. It was a baked potato, and he was almost like the Swedish chef. It was great.
He was autopsying the baked potato.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
With the same grainy kind of.
Did he foil wrap the baked potato?
Jeez, I don't remember.
Because I think he did. I like to get that little bit of a crust on the.
Oh, yeah,
on the
no,
skins.
definitely. Oh, yeah. No, I'll cook the baked potato for like 3 hours.
3 hours, yeah,
I swear to God, just to get that.
Put it in the oven. See you Saturday.
Taters.
Oh man, how about this one? We all know about fast fashion, right? Making cheap clothes and people buy it and just
sure.
toss it away. My daughter's big, and I'm like, you got to stop this because all the shit that you wear twice and then it goes to the landfill or goes to Goodwill and nobody buys
Old
it.
Navy.
Old Navy
Yeah,
stuff.
sure.
The fashion industry makes too much money off of purses and handbags so that they don't put pockets in women's clothes.
Oh, geez. Yeah, has anybody ever had it?
Women off. Too.
Yeah. Yeah.
When
Yeah,
you
it
get
does.
a woman-
Has there ever been an explanation as to why is it just not flattering to have pockets or
I
too
think
much
it's
material?
not
or-
flattering,
I
and
don't know.
I think it's just it was like unladylike to have.
Yeah, women
pockets
don't
of
carry
stuff.
anything
Yeah.
unless
Yeah.
they're putting it in their handbag.
Yeah,
Right. That was their way of getting things around.
but now you have like the Louis Vuitton bags and and all that shit. My
Gucci.
wife, fucking fanny pack.
Nice.
Give a shit.
She's a
Fanny
badass.
pack.
She's a good
She's a
kid.
good
That's all I
wife.
need,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's a Gucci fanny bag.
Right.
It costs $12,000, but
No. And then finally, boys. Oh no, one more before this is the penultimate. Sorry, that these $1 million art shows and individual pieces that go for insanely high prices are just a way for money laundering and tax write-offs for the
Absolutely.
rich.
yes.
Yeah.
And investments. There's still an investment,
Sure.
right?
Well, they're an investment, but it's not because it actually is worth that much money. It's because if you can raise the price of that, you can hide more money. And then if
Yeah.
it was sold for that much,
Right.
then it's going to sell for more.
I don't get the
Yeah.
tax write-off part of it though. How do you get the
Maybe
tax
if it
write-off?
depreciates, because it's still an asset at X amount.
Okay.
And you can,
Yeah,
they
I
always
guess
monkey
that
with it
makes
as
I know.
Trump has shown us numerous times.
Yes.
You play with the valuation.
Right.
And that, you know what I mean? It's like, you can get
It's more
different.
valuable when you need to insure it, but it's
Yeah,
less,
it's less
valuable
valuable.
when I got to pay something
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know who they are, but
don't
thanks
know.
for stopping by, folks.
Ah, shucks.
All right, and then finally, and this was a funny one. We recently had the Super Bowl or the Super Bowl, as some people are calling it. The idea that there are way too many chicken wings that people are consuming than there are chickens.
Oh, man,
sold.
that's funny.
There's something like 1 billion chicken wings sold during the Super Bowl. Where are all these chicken wings coming from? There's
Right.
not enough chickens out there.
Well, they sell chicken in the supermarket,
Yeah,
whole and
yeah.
quartered and everything.
Right.
But they actually have a genetically modified, just a chicken leg.
Yeah, it's just the leg.
Yeah, they don't count that in the whole thing. It's a whole other industry.
They genetically modify
told you
so
about
each
that.
chicken has like a 6-pack of wings.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah. Wow,
that's fucked up. Oh,
is that like
man.
spider monkeys?
Six
Yeah.
legs,
Yeah.
6 wings.
No, spider goats.
Spider goats.
You heard of spider goats?
No.
Yeah, see, I made spider goats.
Shit.
Spider goat. Spider
Instead of
goat.
milking all of the spiders
Yeah.
right, individually, they just put the DNA of the spider
Just
into
right
the
in.
goat, and then the goat milk was then
Webbing.
turned into like the silky
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
Kevlar type.
Nice.
I've been trying to irradiate spiders forever just so
Yeah,
I can
put it
I
right
hate them.
get it right into my bloodstream.
Oh, man.
Spiders. They can
Jeez,
die.
that's something.
Jeez, I don't know, but you're right. I mean, they do sell just chicken breasts and tenders.
And if you think
Nuggets.
factory farms are big here,
Yeah,
what if you go to China, Singapore? How big are they? They got factory farms there, right?
Yeah.
It's
I think that's dog though, isn't it?
I don't
know.
Chickens there.
because you can bundle chickens together. That somebody was just talking about that. It's like a chicken farm has millions
yes.
of chickens.
Yeah, we were talking about this
Yeah.
because of the bird flu thing
Yeah,
going
bird
on.
flu. Yeah.
Is that
Which is
farms
killed
in
at least
Canada?
40 million. Yeah.
Your average chicken farm there has got like 50,000 chickens.
Mm.
Here in America,
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
2 million chickens on
The
one
average,
farm.
yeah.
on
But still a
average.
billion. So let's say that's 2 million. Let's say just 1 million. I guess 2 million, we can still do the math. But that's still to get to a billion,
Yeah.
right? So so that's 400 million wings. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, if there's 2 million farms or 2 million average, that's
Be
4
eight.
million wings average. So you need 250,000 or 25,000 or 250,000 to make a billion wings.
I don't know. what math you're doing.
250,000.
Yeah,
250 million.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I don't know that they actually
Yeah.
sold a billion. The guy probably
That's a lot of wings.
said, but that's a lot of wings, people. Yeah. But a lot of those are frozen for a while too, I'm sure.
I suppose, yeah. Yeah.
Like
We
they
do
could
consume
save
a lot
it,
of chicken in this country.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we consume more chicken than we do beef, don't we?
I don't know the answer to
know the
that. I wouldn't doubt it.
By
Yeah.
pound?
I
Yeah,
don't know. Let me look it up.
per person.
Per pound?
Yeah.
Well, I don't eat any beef.
Yeah,
so-
Hawaii, it's spam.
You don't eat
Yes.
any
So that
meat
doesn't
at
count.
all?
I don't eat beef.
Oh,
Yeah.
beef. Okay.
Yeah. I'm beefless. They're sacred animals.
Man, I don't. Although I did sneak in a beef summer sausage, didn't I? Though, into the house. So I've been chawing on that late at night.
Nice.
Yeah, beef summer sausage with some cheese and
Right on.
some Triscuits or some shit.
Right on.
I think I have the Triscuits that were used as remember the space shuttle heat shields. Remember Rye Crisp crackers?
They're still out there.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to need a gallon of milk.
Yeah. It's like, hey, man, plus they're tough. And
Dries you up faster than
Ah,
Shapiro's.
Oh, man. It's a thing.
Chicken dominates is what it says.
Oh.
Chicken is the most widely consumed meat in the U.S. Per
Okay.
capita consumption consistently higher than beef.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in 2021, 68.1 pounds of chicken per person were available for human consumption, compared to
Wow.
56.2 pounds of beef. So
And that's a year, I'm assuming.
that's a year.
Yeah. That's,
I mean, I
man,
know some other.
no, we are nutrient deep,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
It's
I don't know.
ridiculous.
I mean, but it's also the way where it's the technique, right? Is got us into a pickle, right? So we have to figure out different techniques for nutrient raising, right? What does that need to look like for us to move into the future? I don't know,
Soylent Green.
but
Vertical farming and that
something.
sort of
It's
thing.
got to.
Soylent
We're gonna have to
Green,
do
boys.
something that
Just one
is.
cow on top of the other.
yeah.
In a constant thing. With their own. Yeah. Getting fisted. Ugh.
Oh my God.
Massage.
I don't know, man.
Sang to
Something.
just
Yeah.
eating and getting fat.
Yeah, Wally. We're just gonna drive around with our sodas in our hover chairs anyway.
Just watching the screens right
Watching the
here.
screen.
Bone density box. Yeah. Oh, Wally, that was a great movie.
Oh man, yeah, but it wasn't supposed to be an instruction manual. It's supposed to be a deterrent.
That sounds pretty good right about now, I'll tell you.
Just cruising.
Just sitting on a ship and like hovering
Just
around.
cruising around in
Yeah.
my little
We
car.
got a pool?
Yeah, totally. I just watch a screen of some D1 lady athlete on a treadmill.
That looks awesome. Oh my God, boys! Sharing is caring. You got anything new? New books you've read? New movies you've seen? New television shows you've watched?
I did watch the first episode of the Daredevil Born Again.
How was that?
It's really good television.
All right.
Really good
And it's
television.
all the original, the Netflix actors are all
Yes,
back,
yeah,
right?
as far as I know, yes. The ones that I saw, and directed
Kingpin.
by Moorhead and Benson. Benson and
Oh,
Moorhead from
no way.
Endless, yeah.
Okay.
That episode was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Interesting.
good television.
All right. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
did they just drop one episode?
I think, too, it was extended length. I haven't
okay.
watched any but that first one.
All right.
But I think it was good TV. And I'm glad to see those guys. They did a couple of episodes, Benson and Moorhead, of the Loki TV program.
Oh, okay.
Which I enjoyed their work there too. I really like those guys. The Endless, it's cool, man.
Yeah.
I think about it a lot. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I like their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done on a very small budget, but just fascinating theories and stuff. That they
Yeah,
put
just
together.
just something non-typical.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, geez. Anything else?
Next Tuesday, well, actually, I'll skip that. But that guy Jim is playing in two bands.
Oh, the drummer.
Yes, Tuesday the 11th.
Okay.
Oh, so then when this comes out.
Oh, nice.
So if you're listening Monday, the 10th at midnight, then Tuesday, get down to Lucky because Jim, the prodigal drummer, is in the first two bands.
Wow.
Man, I'm telling you. So I'm going to bring the
Musical style?
GoPro. What's that?
Musical style?
Metal.
Metal.
But like it's a two-piece. So one of them's a two-piece. So guitar and drum, but it's drum focused.
Okay.
I'm telling you, he's a different thing.
Okay.
It's really
And
neat.
you're going to bring your
I'm going to GoPro that whole fucking thing.
Nice.
It is lucky they don't care.
nice.
So,
But you're going to try to get a couple minutes with him?
Sure, we'll try to. Or see how he's doing. He's
Invite
doing
him down?
Yeah.
Nice.
But also, Mary Clymer is having a thing here.
yes, we talked about it
Yes,
last week.
Friday the 10th.
Friday the 10th.
Yeah.
Is it-
Right?
No, the 14th.
Oh.
Oh, the 4th. So not.
Oh, yeah. So
it's next
because
week.
that's Tuesday the 11th. Yes. So Monday the 10th. Yes. So Friday the 14th.
14th.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
7 p.m.
Yep.
And,
7 p.m. Yep.
That's breath mindset, right?
Yep, and it's $40, but if you mention this podcast,
Uh-huh.
you get 10% off. I think.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Maybe 15%
Yeah.
off. I can't
Yeah.
remember what she said.
Yeah.
It's like,
But yeah, come
Our
on down.
Town
It's
10
great,
or something.
great vibe. I've
Yep.
done it before, and it's really worthwhile. So.
yeah, don't get a discount. Pay my old lady.
Yeah.
You kidding me? Give her money.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to eat.
Yes. And, the cats.
The cats.
The cats.
And she's worth it.
Yeah, no, because it's as Jeff described, a transformative breath practice, right?
It really
so,
is.
and that's not a hyperbolic use of that word, right?
Yeah.
No.
And I followed her on Instagram, but
Huh?
does she has a website too, right, Jeff? Is it
Yeah, it's called-
breathmindset.com
Mindset or breath mindset. I have it right here.
or something?
Yeah.
.org.
Sorry, I'm sorry I don't have it.
No,
right
you're
off
good.
the-
Yeah, yeah,
Good.
geez, I guess I
I just threw it at
Yeah.
you.
Right.
Yeah.
Breath mindset.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, so I just appreciate the time for the plug there. Yeah.
Yeah, when did you start doing that? Because has that always been sort of part of yoga? then?
No, that's too. I think for her anyway, and I don't want to speak for her, but it seems to me that they kind of, as she's progressed in one, she's found elements in the other.
Okay.
You know, that do go hand in hand. So It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, if you just look up breath mindset,
It'll come up.
it
Yeah,
comes
it's on
up.
Instagram. It's on.
Yeah.
Instagram,
I bet it's
Facebook,
got
and
all the links and all
I
that
think
kind of
it's just
stuff. Yeah.
breathmindset.com.
Yeah, that's cool.
Or you can go to the Our Town website and go to the Friends page. She's on the
Oh,
Friends
very
page.
nice.
and
There you
link
are.
right
One
there.
more
So-
reason to go to the our town.
Yes, there's so many reasons
Yes.
to go
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Jeff, what about you? Anything cool?
Well, new with me. I guess this is as good of a place as any to tell it. So I had cancer about a year and a half ago now, on August of 2023, and I beat it, which was awesome. But I recently went to a oncology visit, and they looked at my CT scan or my their MRI, and I have a reoccurrence.
What?
But it's not anything to be concerned of because I've done this before. I can do it again,
Jeez.
right? So I've got cancer again, and I'm ready to get that all zipped up. And I started chemotherapy this morning, and it's doable.
Oh,
And
just
it's
like
all
that.
about
I mean, you
mindset,
started.
people.
You
Huh?
started chemo quick then, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
It's nothing to fuck around with, when you have something like that. I didn't respond well to the immunotherapy. I had a lot of side effects that came from that. I had diabetes,
Oh, yeah.
triagonized, rheumatoid arthritis. Shit went really horrible for me for a while. But it really is all just mindset, like everybody just needs to change their mind about health and well-being. And I believe that because I was so positive about the outcome being in my favor, that's how I recovered from it.
And it makes for a better quality of life.
It just does. It's a way better. Erring on the side of it going well is so much more fun than erring on the side of it going terrible.
Yeah.
So, and that's a practice, just like breathing's a practice, and meditation's a practice, and golf is a practice, or working out is a practice. We have these things within ourselves that we can do while we're sitting in the car that are available to us, and that's getting in control of our thinking. And I believe that my control through my meditation and getting in control of my thinking has been a big contributor to the fact that I'm still around. So,
Just, I'll take it.
yeah. Oh, and my Cadillac went in for service today.
I saw that.
Yeah, yeah. And it's the second time the engine's been completely taken out of the thing.
Wow.
So I got a picture of it with the front end all the way off, the engine just sitting on a part in the middle of the service center. And this is a 2019 Cadillac CT6V Blackwing, which is a complicated engine. It's a V8, 550 horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque beast, hand built by Sean Adams, I think. They're all like signed.
Yeah, badass.
There's only 1,200 of them ever made, and
geez.
that sort of thing. So, very complicated thing. But Brad Brotherton, Cadillac over here in Renton, took care of it well. The gal in the service department, gosh, what's her name? I just drew a blank. It'll come to me in a second. Marvin and Trisha handled everything really, really well, and kept me informed of everything going on. And while they were in there, they saw a small leak in the water pump, and they replaced it.
Nice.
No,
Nice.
everything was under warranty, so it wasn't a cost to me. So it was a good experience.
Jeez,
Nice.
that's
Very
great.
good people over there.
Right on.
Yeah.
No cost to you on this whole
No.
endeavor? Wow.
Jeez, that's great.
Yeah, 30-hour job.
Wow.
Did you get a loaner car?
Huh?
Did you get a loaner car?
No,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Yeah, I need a
I
loaner
think
car.
they would have given me one probably, but
Well,
I have another car, so
Oh,
I didn't need to. Which I don't prefer, but the gas mileage is way better in my Jetta.
oh,
I get
sure.
about 13 miles a gallon because I drive pretty hard in the Cadillac.
Yeah. And it's got 500 horsepower.
Right.
550.
So, man, that's
500.
fucking bad.
It's a 200 mile an
50.
hour car that's been governed to 150 miles an hour because I think it's too hard on everything if you have all the
Sure.
power left in it. But my Jetta gets 40, 45 miles an hour.
Nice.
So I drive it.
Yeah.
And it's obvious, when I drive the Cadillac,
Yeah.
I'm going to the gas station every other day. And with the Jetta, it's not the same. It's
Yeah.
every month. It's great. Yeah. So I highly recommend getting the Cadillac, but if you're smart, just get the VW.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's kind of all that's been going on with me, and I'm trying to. We got
Yeah, looks great.
Tabitha Brown, who
Yep.
is the artist that has done some work around here, around town. She painted the windows during Christmas.
Yep.
And she's also done our. Here, I'll turn it over here, see if I can do this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Go.
Yeah, that's
It's a
nice.
little bright. Come on, adjust.
Well, trust us.
So
it's
that's
very nice.
Jet City Live logo, and it's hand painted, so it's got some, uniqueness to it.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool deal.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with her. She's been really, really cool and super positive gal.
Nice.
I really dig it.
Yeah.
And it's like talking to you guys. She's really open to like exploring ideas and
Nice.
concepts and theories and people, humanity, all that sort of thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Tabitha Brown, if you want to hire somebody to do some painting, I recommend Tabitha Brown at Tabitha Brown. I think it's just Tabitha Brown on Facebook and Instagram, and Tabitha Brown art.com, I think, is how you get a hold of her.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
check her
I'll add her to the friends page.
yeah, we should. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great idea. Yeah.
Very cool.
So how about you?
Yeah, what do you got?
Jeez.
You get another ticket this week
No more tickets, but I do
That's
have to
good.
go to Portland next week, which I'm not looking
to do
forward
that,
to.
to take care of it?
No, I actually got the ticket in Washington, but I've got to go down and look at a job. And then Oregon does their tabs a little bit differently. Like I think you can get 3-year blocks
Oh.
on your tabs. But because it's expiring, I have to go down and get a DEQ test, which I think is their emissions type test. So I actually would have to drive the car down there to take it through this test thing. But I have to go
Your
down there
car
Monday.
is
Licensed in Oregon.
Yes, it's a company ride.
company.
Yeah, and we have an office down there, so it's much cheaper
I guess
to
you're
do
right. Yeah.
through that down in Oregon. So yeah.
Like there's no sales tax down there.
Yes, that kind of
Mm.
thing. So, yeah. Geez, other than that, started reading a book. I'm just kind of getting into. It's called Misfit Economy, I think is what it's called. It's a few years old, but they're looking at sort of illegal activity and how they create these mini economies. So the first example is Somali pirates.
Mm.
And sort of a fascinating look at the Somali pirates because I always thought that they were just always there, right? There was the movie with Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
I
right.
can't remember what it was, but
Captain something or other.
Captain. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so they're looking at, how these guys sort of organized and created their own economy, even though they're illegal and, internationally illegal. I don't know if they're illegal in Somalia. I'm sure they probably are, but
For a long time, Somalia had no system.
had no system,
Yeah.
right? And in fact, at one point, whoever the warlord or the guy that ran Somalia ran out of money, so he wasn't able to pay all these young dudes that were trained and armed.
Mm.
So they all left trained and armed,
Yeah.
and they had to find something to do.
Yeah.
So a lot of them ended up joining the pirates, but they have sort of this hierarchy. They've got CEO, they've got, captains, they've got lieutenants, they've got, the grunt guys, and they work out the economy of
Ripping people off.
ripping people
Yeah,
off
yeah,
on
yeah.
the high seas and shit.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
so
I
kind of
don't
a
think the
fascinating
rules
look.
apply out there. I think,
I think
Yeah.
it's
you can
rough.
gamble and
Yeah.
have sex
Yeah.
and do anything you want, kill people.
Yeah.
I think once you get 200 miles offshore, I think all bets are off.
I think you're right.
International
who's coming?
waters, but
Yeah, who's coming?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Not just that, but I think, you're not supposed to steal shit from other people, but nobody really owns those waters.
No.
Those are international waters.
yeah, there's no cops to call.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to have on
Yeah.
board,
Yeah.
guns and stuff.
Yeah.
to protect
Yeah, but
yourself.
mostly, because I think most of the time guns on boats are seen as like, because somebody could go nuts and steal the fucking gun and
Yep.
go on a rampage or whatever. So typically there aren't a lot of guns on ships
Right.
and small populations, right?
Yeah,
Giant
right.
freighters and shit only have 12 people or less, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
And
oh
how do you
man,
defend 12 people defend
Yeah.
something
so
that
huge.
large?
Yeah. It's got to get a lineup on it.
Right.
It's scary.
Yeah. So you got to keep your eye out the whole time. So
Yeah.
the book is basically talking about the rise of this economy within this,
Yes.
within the Somali pirate
And how they're
world.
able to, and it's going to talk about scammers and a bunch of other sort of misfits.
Sure.
Fits the title. So I just got into introduction and first couple of chapters, but some fact like the Somalis always claimed, and it's sort of right that all these outside forces came in to Somali waters and were doing commercial fishing,
Wow.
which forced the Somali fishermen to have to go do something else.
Mm.
But the real story is that they sort of use that as a cover story because there was never really a huge fishing industry in Somalia. There was, but they were sort of looked down on, and there wasn't that many of them. But they'll still kind of use that. Oh, we got kicked out of our fishing water, so I had to become a pirate. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
It's a little drastic of a change.
Yeah.
Could they have just started to make boats?
yeah.
Why don't you become a boat builder?
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. Learn a lot. So I'll let you guys. I'll keep going on it and let you know what I find out. Because I was thinking, man, there might be some lessons in here.
Yeah.
Not that I want to go break a bunch of laws to make money, but
Well,
some
maybe just a
fascinating
couple.
ideas. To,
I mean, come on, everybody's going to a bank and like, I can
I
change
mean,
my
this times make up.
That's right.
geez, other than that, I'm caught up on all the new Reacher episodes
all right.
on Amazon. Enjoying this season. It's not as good as the last two, but it's still Reacher and it's good stuff. I don't know if you've seen any of those.
I have not watched an episode, but I do watch. Sometimes there's in my feed there's shorts that come up,
Nice.
and he, the one where he's in jail and he tells the guy he's going to shove his head up his ass or
Right.
whatever in 5 seconds or whatever, and he does, and he's just got that great calm attitude.
Yes.
Knows how to take care of himself.
Yeah, and I'm really enjoying the actor in real life. I guess he's a real Christian dude, real religious guy, but he calls out the bullshit from the ones that claim they're Christians but do the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do. And then I guess he went to school, either college or was in the same area as Matt Gaetz. He's from that sort of northern Florida, and just called him out as the complete asshole.
No, he's a scumbag.
Scumbag.
Oh, yeah, no, he really is.
So I thought it was kind of
And
kind
he
of
can back
funny.
it up.
And he can back it. Yeah.
Come on, Matt.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that'd be great.
yeah. Other than that, I mentioned earlier, I did the photo project on the website.
That's
for
really
Dan.
nice. Yeah.
I saw those.
I didn't know what to
Yeah,
do
that's
with all those pictures, and I just love them so.
Those are definitely Kodachrome, man. Those are
Yeah, neat.
Kodachrome shots.
Neat.
Those are beautiful.
Yeah.
If you guys get a chance, go check that out because it's
Yeah, good
some
job.
beautiful pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be adding a few more. I found about 5 or 6 more magazines of slides. These magazines hold about 35. So I sort of curated them. I kind of went through them all, figured out the ones that I wanted to have developed and basically turned digitized, scanned in. So those are getting done right now. And there's stuff from the Olympic National Forest. There's stuff from British Columbia, some awesome mountain shots and snow and just really cool landscape stuff. Nature stuff, and then they had taken a trip to San Francisco, so there's a lot of stuff with the foggy Golden Gate Bridge and kind of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to getting those back.
Did he have a favorite camera or a favorite?
I don't know
Camera brand,
because I didn't know how much he was into photography until I kind of came, myself into photography, and I sort of co-opted his Canon A1
Sure.
back in the day, and I held on to that thing for a few years. And then my first ex-wife, or no, my second ex-wife's grandmother gave me a Canon AE1,
Oh,
which
shit.
was just a
It
step
was
up.
but it was the standard for decades, right?
Fucking
That's
awesome
right.
camera.
Yeah.
That's what I learned on. That
Yes.
was an absolute beautiful
Oh,
camera.
beautiful camera, just easy to use,
Easy to
perfect.
use. The
Yeah,
light meter
great
was
shots.
great. Everything
Yeah,
was
the whole
perfect.
thing.
Yeah.
I hate myself because I don't know where it is, and I don't remember if I sold it or got rid of it or whatever. I wish I still had it, but he and I would discuss photography after and I was like, yeah, you know what, Dad, you always did take good, and kind of those.
Yeah, that's
Meeting
great.
of the minds
Yeah.
moment
Oh,
at an
shit.
older
Yeah.
age. I must have been in my early 20s at that point, but yeah.
That's
So,
great. Yeah, those are great connective tissues
Yeah.
to get connected with your parents or anybody in your
Yeah,
family,
for sure.
because it's
Yeah.
a medium that is relatable.
Yeah.
I'm a visual
Yeah.
person. I've been in the optometry business a little bit in my life, so I
Oh.
equate the eyeball. When I got into that business, I'd already had a firm understanding of the camera, the lens, and the film, right?
Right.
So that related to the retina, the cornea, and the
And
iris.
how it all fits together.
Yeah,
and all
exactly.
that. Yeah.
That was all,
Yeah.
translate, clarity of vision to a point on the
Yeah.
back of the eye, right? Just like you're trying to focus light back onto the back of the camera,
Right.
in order to get a clear picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Absolutely.
I love. You had spoken to me or asked me recently if I wanted to go take some pictures. I've never done that with anybody.
Huh.
I've never gone and done that with my daughter,
Oh.
my sons, anybody that's
Right.
been interested in my family, and I kind of I regret that, because I
Yeah.
think that would have been a good thing, even though my daughter has gone on to become a director and she's in Los Angeles right now, I think, and she's filming a movie down there. But she was inspired by Melinda and I's love of photography.
Nice.
And we talked about photography. Melinda and I talked a lot about photography. So I just, maybe, hopefully one day we'll get a chance to
Yeah.
go and do
Yeah.
that with her. So
Nice. Yeah. It's a great outing. It's a great shared experience.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, when my wife moved up from California, that was like our first few dates, was because she was into photography, I was into photography. Let's go take pictures together.
Jeez, that's
So
great.
we did a lot of night stuff, which was great. Went to Gasworks Park and took night pictures. Went
Sure.
to the
Long
Motley
exposures.
Bridge, long exposure stuff, just
Yeah.
amazing. And then just this, shared experience and shared
Love.
tangible thing of being able to see what she saw, what I saw.
Right.
Be like, oh, I like how you did that, and I like how you did
Jeez,
that.
that's
Right.
great.
Right. It's connected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everybody has a different eye.
Right.
Right. And I love teaching that whole art too, because a lot of people just shoot in certain ways where they, have too much sky, or they don't have enough.
Yes.
They cut off the body in a weird way.
I'm not doing the
or
thirds.
if they just moved a little bit over here and went down just a little bit,
Mhm.
that would create the person being silhouetted by the sky,
Right.
and then this other stuff around, or whatever it is. Just having those depth of field relationship discussions and how to do that. And
Yeah.
it's fun. It's good. Yeah.
Right on. All right. Well, ending this here episode
Oh.
on something positive. I had a quote, but I didn't bring my show notes, so I'm just gonna off the cuff and just positivity tonight would be just fuck you, cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you, cancer.
Yeah.
Fuck you, cancer.
Yeah. Thank you. I've done this before. I'm not sweating it. I've got all the right things on board. I think I know why it's coming back. So I'll make it happen. But thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all about positivity. I'm
Yeah.
a big believer of it. So
Right on.
Fair enough.
better to think I'm going to be here tomorrow than not think I'm going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Creates too much undue stress.
Right.
So
Nice.
thank you, Charles. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, boys.
All right, gentlemen.
We'll see you guys next week. And thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Right on.
Bye.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you think this episode is worth $1 or $5, the boys would love to have it. Please go to ourtownpod.store for merch or to donate now. For less than a cup of coffee, you can also join the website in the member-only area for exclusive bonus content, vlogs, and more. It's just $3 a month or $30 a year. Thank you for listening to this production of Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire.